Libra, the momentum building this month isn't just about money. It's about stepping into the life that you know that you're meant to live. Your work is being seen, your value is being rewarded, and what you do next could change everything. Hey, I'm Lindsay. I'm a Western topical zodiac astrologer, and my sole mission is to transform as many lives as possible. And I do that by reminding you how energetically powerful you are. You are an energetic being that can totally manifest your best reality, assuming you release some limiting beliefs and reprogram your subconscious mind. We are going to look at the astrology for June, general transits first, and then we'll go week by week. I'll open up the chart, and I will show you all the different aspects and the stories that could play out for you this month. And I do want to remind you before we do any of that, that you must be an active participant in creating your reality. Astrology is an awareness tool. It lets us know the energetic potentials that are swirling in the sky, but it is up to you and I to actually take advantage of those potentials, to act upon those potentials and actually transform our lives. So Libra, let's get into it. Let's start with Mercury in the sky. Mercury starts off in your ninth house, and Mercury is you and what you've got your mind on. It's your intellect, it's your communication. And so with Mercury in the ninth, it's very likely that you could be connecting with a very broad audience. The ninth house is distant lands, foreign countries, and so you could be communicating with people from foreign cultures, foreign places at this time. It's also the house of higher education and higher learning, so you might feel compelled to enroll in university or enroll in some courses that are going to advance your intellectual concepts of something and understandings of something. It's also a time where, because you're connecting with broad audiences and Mercury is the energy of communication, you could have a book published, or you could be preparing to work with a publisher to share your knowledge and your information far and wide. It's also a really powerful time, Libra, to review your beliefs, because your beliefs do shape your reality. So if you're trying to manifest something new, look at all the different beliefs that you hold around that thing you are trying to manifest and make sure none of them are in contradiction with each other. And on the 8th of the month, Mercury moves into your 10th house, and now you're very much focused in on your career or your business if you own one. This is also a time where you could be going viral on social media. This energy of communication in your 10th house, of your social presence, of you building out your social reputation in the world. You are either focused in on strategizing within your career, how you're going to maybe move up the corporate ladder. You might be creating some sort of plans inside of your business. And if neither of those things, then you might be figuring out how to go viral on social media. And then on the 26th of the month, Mercury then shifts into your 11th house. And now you are super popular. This is a very powerful time for you to say yes to invitations, whether it's your friend's birthday party, whether it is a business networking event, or maybe an invitation into a group or an organization, because you are very connected and you're very social. And it could be that you run into somebody or you meet somebody who has what you need or wants to be a benefactor or an ally for you at this time. So that sounds really good, but what about love and money? Well, let's talk Venus next. Venus starts off in your 7th house of relationships, and Venus is the energy of love and money. So it's very likely over the last few weeks, you've been having some very nice relationships. You might have even met somebody new from a loving perspective. Could be a time where your relationships were really expanding monetarily and even evolving and kind of going deeper, being more vulnerable and open with each other. And then on the 6th of the month, Venus then enters into your 8th house. Now, Venus in the 8th house is quite interesting. It's a time where you can absolutely build upon a relationship, but it's more about your own personal development. It's a really powerful time to love yourself fully. It's a really powerful time to go deep within your own psyche, maybe through some meditative work or some journaling work, some shadow work, and ask yourself if there's any fears that are holding you back. Doing your best to either just make friends with those fears, face those fears, release those fears, and pour into your own cup. Because once you're pouring into your own cup and overflowing, then you can really give to the universe and the collective. This is also a time with Venus, the energy of money in your 8th house of joint accounts and resources, that you could see an increase in your money, but not necessarily the money you earn. It's the money that you and your partner share. Maybe your partner gets a raise or a promotion. It's you making the right investments. It's you perhaps getting that insurance claim money or something along those lines. So Libra, what are you going to be doing all month? Well, Mars, the planet of action, is hanging out in your 11th house starting off the beginning of this month. And Mars in the 11th is very like, once again, you're social, you are going many different places, you're probably saying yes to tons of different invitations. You might be joining groups, you might become the leader of a group, you might start your own group for some like-minded individuals. It's a time where you're very like alpha energy, and so your friends are looking to you for guidance, maybe acquaintances, business colleagues are looking for you to guidance as well. And from a more energetic perspective, you might be very focused in on making the world a better place with your own individual energy, because the 11th house is very much focused on authenticity and humanitarian efforts. So once again, you might be volunteering, you might be doing some charity work, or really feeling compelled to do that at the beginning of this month. Then on the 17th, Mars enters into your 12th house, and now you're really focused in on your spiritual practice. It's like you really want to dive into your own energy. You want to connect with your higher self and the divine. It's a really nice time to kind of go inward. You were just really busy energetically and physically, very social. So at the middle of the month, it's time to kind of take a step back, kind of go into quiet space, do some journaling, do some reflecting. From a very tangible perspective, you could be making business deals. From an international perspective, it's kind of like driven energy too. So you might be very ambitious, like you're trying to close a deal, something like that. Libra, before we talk about Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion, changing signs, hit the subscribe button if you are a Libra or you have one in your life. Libra, you know what? Hell yeah, this is so exciting for you. Jupiter is entering into your 10th house of career, of your business, of your social reputation in the world on the 9th of June, where he will stay for an entire year. This is so exciting, Libra, because Jupiter brings abundance and expansion to your career house. I would absolutely expect that you get a raise, a promotion, you launch a business, you're building your business, it finally takes off type of energy. If you're somebody who is working on building out maybe your social media presence, this is the year to do it. People are going to know you, you're going to be very popular, you're super magnetic, so expect the money to be flowing in from your career or your business. And if you're not doing either of those things, you could expect the money to even flow in from social media accounts, right? Because if you get enough followers, you're going to get monetized, Libra. But let's talk the full moon and the new moon, and then I will open up the chart and we will go week by week through what you can expect and kind of see all the different stories playing out for the month of June. On the 11th, there is a full moon happening in your 3rd house, and full moons are typically endings or completions, or it could be a time where you discover something that might have been hidden in the shadows, so to speak. Because if you think about a full moon, it's kind of like a flashlight illuminating something. So with this energy happening in your 3rd house, you're being asked to perhaps release something that's on your mind. This is very much the energy of releasing a limiting belief, letting go of a negative thought, letting go of that self-doubt or worry or fear that you've been holding on to, because you realize that those energies are not helping you get any closer to your dream life. It's also a time where maybe you are moving neighborhoods anyway, because the 3rd house does involve your immediate community. It's a time where something could shift with your siblings, the 3rd house also involving your siblings. Then on the 25th, there is a new moon happening in your 10th house. Once again, all this powerful energy in your career space. So it's a really great time, Libra, to send out your desires to the universe as it relates to your career or your business or your social reputation or the legacy that you are building for you and your family of generations to come. It's a time where you can use words like I require, I insist I get this job by the end of this year. I insist I earn X amount of dollars by the end of this year. I insist that my business finally takes off. I require more wealth, more riches for the work that I do, that type of energy. And it's also a powerful time to script out like a day in your career life and really blast it out to the universe. All right, Libra, let's get into it week by week. But before I do that, I do want to let you know that I am not a doom and gloom astrologer. I'm not going to give you a negative experience in this video because I understand the power of my thoughts and my speech. And so when you think very positively, you will create a very nice and abundant reality for yourself. So even though there are squares and oppositions in astrology, most people would view them maybe as negative or as challenges. I like to reframe them as opportunities for my soul's growth and evolution. So yes, there are challenges, but they're typically just catalysts for growth and change. All right, let's get into it. If you look down to the bottom right corner of the screen, I just circled in orange. This is how you will see the planets moving in the sky. This is how we'll progress the dates along. So just as an FYI, when I'm talking dates, I might move this slider just so you know if you're watching and not just listening. And let's get into it. So week one, I'm calling June 1st through the 8th, the week of good vibes and positive transformation. And here is why. You'll see right here starting off, you've got Neptune conjunct Saturn in your 7th house. Now, Neptune conjunct Saturn in my mind is the ability for you to bring your dreams down to reality. Neptune, your dreams and your wishes. Saturn, your maturity, your discipline, your emotional intelligence, your responsible energy, and it's happening in your relationship house. So it could be that you want to build a very beautiful relationship with someone. Maybe you're searching for your soulmate and you find this person at this time. And this energy is sextile in harmonious aspect with Pluto down here in your 5th house. Now, this to me is like perhaps something needs to change Pluto as it relates to you looking at romance or how you're putting yourself out there romantically so that you can find your perfect dream partner. This 5th house is also the house of entrepreneurship. And so it could be that you do something different inside of your business or the way that you are selling or promoting your business, maybe a different elevator pitch perhaps. And because of that, you're finding your perfect business partner here in the 7th house as well. The 5th house also involves life's pleasures in general. It involves your creativity as well as your children. So you could be building out your family or your kind of like your best wishes, your best dreams fulfilled as it relates to partnership and family as well. This is happening the entire week, but not just the entire week. If you watch down at the calendar where I just showed you a little bit earlier, you'll see that I'm moving along and it's like these planets aren't really moving. I'm already into July and they're still kind of in the same spot. Well, that's because these are outer planets, so they're slower moving. So even though we're talking about this right now, this is a slower moving energy. So it's not going to be a quick jolt of energy. It's going to play out for quite some time. So take your time with it as well, Libra. All right, moving on. Moving on in the sky, from the 1st to the 5th, we've got Venus over here in Aries. Once again, Venus, the energy of love and money in your relationship house, sextiling Jupiter up here in your 9th house. So once again, sextiles are very harmonious energies, but they're kind of like the doors open and you need to take action and walk through. So this is very powerful manifesting energy in the sky. We've got Venus, love and money hanging out with Jupiter, the planet of abundance, expansion, optimism. Does it really get any better, Libra? I don't know. This is you and your partner may be traveling. The 9th house involves distant shores. This is you falling in love with somebody perhaps in a foreign country, somebody who is a different culture or religion than you. This is you having the support of a partner to expand yourself. The 9th house involves higher wisdom, higher education. It involves your dharma, what you really came here to do. And so it could be that your partner is very encouraging and supportive of you at this time for you to go out and do that. Really, really beautiful energy happening for you. It could even be that you and your partner are expanding your finances in some way as well, because the 7th house, once again, is relationships. You got Venus, the energy of money there, hanging out with Jupiter. You could be doing like international business. You could be doing book publishing, something like that. It's podcasting, reaching broad audiences. It's really beautiful energy, Libra, to start off the month. So go on, my friend. All right, moving along to June 2nd. I'm going to take this. So that happens about from the 1st to the 5th, by the way. 1st to the 5th, that Venus Jupiter energy in the sky. And then we're going to look at June 2nd to the 7th. So we've got Mercury up here in your 9th house.
Sextile Mars in Leo over here in your 11th house. Okay. I mean, your expansion energy is just off the charts this month, Libra. Mercury in your ninth house of higher wisdom, higher education. Perhaps you're deciding to, I mentioned earlier in the video, go back to school, sign up for a course, you're book publishing, you're speaking, you're on a big stage. And it's like big, bold action as it relates to your network. So perhaps like somebody in your network is like, hey, I've got this gig for you, Libra. Do you want to take it? And you're like, I don't know, I'm a little bit nervous, but like you're gonna go for it because once again, this is a sextile, it's harmonious. And this is the energy of like in this 11th house, Mars, the planet of action, you taking action as it relates toward your friends, as it relates towards groups and organizations. This is a time where you could be building out your own group if you've been thinking about doing coaching or something like that. Um, really any type of group, but it's like you're going to reach a lot of people with Mercury here. It's a time also where you could be meeting up with benefactors, allies, people that want to support you as it relates to some big, bold idea that you are really going to go home, go big or go home with, which is going to lead us into the third week of June, but we'll talk about that when we get there. All right. So that happens until about the 7th. And if you watch down here at the slider, from about the 5th, oops, from about the 5th to the 7th, you also have this conjunction here. So not only do you have this bold plan, but you're conjunct Jupiter. So it's like a big, bold plan. You are not playing small and you didn't come here to play small. So do what you got to do, Libra, and keep it moving. All right, toward the end of the first week of June, starting around the 7th until about the 12th of June, we've got Venus in Taurus over here in your 8th house, squaring up with Pluto. Where's Pluto? Pluto down here in your 5th house. All right, well, anytime you see a Venus Pluto aspect, whether in a birth chart or transiting, it's an energy of like billionaire energy in the sky. It's like wealth, money. Venus, Jupiter, it's like a kiss of luck. It's like a quick kiss of money. You come into like some quick money. Venus, Pluto is like you are building that wealth. It's like generational wealth. Now, interestingly enough for you, you've got Venus now in your 8th house of shared resources. And you've still got Pluto down here in your 5th house of romance, of creativity, of your entrepreneurial pursuits, of enjoying your life. The 5th house is really about like what brings you true fulfillment and pleasure in life. And so this could be some big money transformation in relationships, specifically because you have these. The 8th house is kind of about merging of energies for the greater good of all. And you've got Venus hanging out there, planet of love and money. So there could be some relationship changes happening there, but really it's more also about you specifically. Like Venus in the 8th house is also about your personal development. And so you are releasing a fear and you are now finding that you are more self-expressive. The 5th house is all about your self-expression, your creativity. You are loving yourself more up here in the 8th house, and it's helping you, become the entrepreneur you've always dreamed of. Follow your passions, follow your heart, make more money from your creativity. It's that type of energy in the sky for you. All right, that's just week 1, Libra, and holy cow, if you're not excited, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Let's move on to week 2, the 9th through the 15th of June. I am calling the week to get right with yourself, and here's why. So we're starting off with Mercury conjunct Jupiter up here in your 10th house now, squaring up with this Neptune Saturn conjunction in your 7th house. And so this is like you have a big, bold idea about your career. 10th house matters around a business you own, around your social reputation in the world. You're ready to shout it out of the rooftops. But there might be some contention, a little bit of like triggering type of energy as it relates to maybe someone you're in a relationship with. It could almost be like you finally have your dream relationship, but they're not necessarily wanting you to be so seen and so social and so out there, perhaps. You finally are getting your dream relationship right when your career is starting to take off, so you're trying to figure out how to balance the two. It's that type of energy in the sky. It's like, it's like, are you able to keep the discipline while also really like going for it, going big? So it really does involve career and your relationships. I would, you'll have to see how it's going to play out. I'm not quite sure other than what I've given you, but there's going to be some tension around your career and then your kind of soulmate type energy. All right, moving on. From the 10th to the 18th, we've got Venus in Taurus here again. Sextile Mercury in Cancer up here. Now, this is some manifesting energy. By the way, that little bit of tension I just talked about, that's only going to last for a couple of days. So it's just enough to kind of get you going and get you thinking about maybe making some changes. But it's only going to be in the sky for a little bit. And then this Venus Taurus sextile that I've got on the screen here now, this is lasting the entire week. Excuse me. If you watch the chart down in the bottom right and you watch Venus and Mercury moving together on the screen, you kind of see that they're kind of moving along very nicely until about the 18th, and then they start to kind of drift apart. Now we've got Mercury over here almost at like, what is it, 20 degrees, and we got Venus here at 13. They're still, decently in sextile, but they kind of start to drift. So from the 10th to the 18th, you've got this powerful manifesting energy. The manifesting formula that is very simple that I use all the time is, are my thoughts, my speech, my emotions, and my actions in alignment? And if they are, I know, there's no doubt in my mind, I know I will manifest what it is I'm going after, whatever my goal is. So here you've got your thoughts and your speech with Mercury, right? Mercury rules thoughts and communication. And you've got your emotions, Venus. So all you've got to do is take a little bit of action. And this energy is all about your career and your own personal development. It's about your career and the money that you and your partner earn together. So maybe you're getting good news about your career or good news about your business. And because of that Venus money energy, you've got more money in your joint accounts. Maybe you're able to help pay a partner's student loans, or maybe you're able to help, put some money into your joint account for vacation, whatever it is. It's that type of energy, and it's happening for quite some time. So take advantage of that. And finally, for week 2, the last thing we need to discuss, from the 9th to the 15th, so almost the entire week as well, as you've got this manifesting power in the sky, you've also got this energy of Uranus hanging out in your 8th house, squaring Mars over here in your 9th house. Oh, sorry, 11th house. 11th house. So these are both money houses, first of all, and it's the energy of feeling like maybe stuck. You feel like it's a square, so you're going to feel a little bit of tension. You're going to maybe feel a little bit frustrated, and it might be around like, it could be around money, but let's talk personal first. So from a personal perspective, maybe something has got to change from your own internal like development, right? Because Uranus is the energy of dismantling things that do not serve us and recreating and innovating and inventing things that do serve us better. And this is in your house of personal development. And it's in conflict, kind of tension with Mars in your 11th house of your authenticity. You're like, I know I need to let something go over here so I can be more authentic over here, so I can be the leader I'm meant to be over here. So I attract the right friends and groups and people that are meant to help me over here. It's a breakthrough type of energy. It could also be about money. The 11th house involves money that you earn from your 10th house of career, and you've got Mars here. So maybe you're trying to, connect with new networks, business networks, something like that. There could be changes in your partner's money that are bringing some tension, and it's making you push even harder to earn more money yourself to help your relationship as well. And that's playing out the entire week as well. But once again, it's a catalyst. It's going to help you expand and grow in some way. All right, moving on to week 3. I'm calling week 3. This is dates June 16th to the 22nd. It is the week of going big or going home, and there is only one thing that we need to talk about, which is happening the entire week. And that is Jupiter up here in your 10th house of career, your business, your social reputation in the world, sextile Mars now down here in your 12th house. Mars is just barely entered into your 12th house. So this is the energy of you really taking big, bold action. And it has to do with money in your career, but it also has to do with, from a very tangible perspective, either international business, if that resonates with you, you're doing that. And if not, it's like you are finally going after your dreams, the 12th house of your dreams, your wishes fulfilled, your faith, your belief in your own self, but also in the divine. And you're doing it in a way that's really going to expand your life, in your career, in your business, and even in your social reputation. You are marching forward, you're disciplined spiritually, or you're starting a spiritual practice, which is connecting you to your higher self, and your higher self is giving you the guidance and wisdom, this action energy, in order for you to expand in your career. It's very powerful. You know, tap in. If you're not somebody that has a spiritual practice already, start with meditating a couple of minutes each day, 5 to 10 minutes, and work your way up to a daily meditation practice. Start journaling, start scripting out your best life, start gratitude journaling. If you need help connecting with your higher self, you can join the Cosmic Collective. The details are in the description box below. But this is really you expanding your life spiritually, making your dreams come true. It is so, so powerful, Libra. Okay, let's finish up this forecast for you. I feel like I've been talking forever. If you are enjoying this, please let me know in the comments below. This is the first time I've ever done it this way, and I'm really having fun with it, but I want to make sure you're enjoying it too. Okay, so let's start off. This is week 23 through the 30th, and I'm calling this the week to manifest it all, and I will show you why. You can look up at the top of your chart. Once again, it's all about your career this month, Libra. It's like career, spiritual energy with some relationship stuff mixed in. But you'll notice right here that the Sun and Jupiter are in conjunction, and this is called a cazimi. This is happening on the 24th, and Jupiter is like entering into the heart of the Sun. And what happens is the energies get super amplified. So you already have Jupiter in your career house, in your business house, in your social reputation, your personal legacy house. But now you have this amplification, and it's just so amazing. But it gets even better because then on the 25th, you see, let me back it up a little bit. Look at that. You've got a new moon hanging out with that conjunction as well. So it is such a powerful time, Libra. Don't be afraid. Like hands on the hips, chest out. Tell the universe what it is you require as it relates to your career or your business. Universe, God, source, universe, creator, I require that I get the raise or promotion that I want. I require that I earn more money. I require XYZ. We talked about it at the beginning of the video because it's so, so freaking powerful. It's a powerful time in the sky. All right, the last two things we need to talk about are, we've got Neptune conjunct. We're going back to this Neptune-Saturn conjunction. And you will see that it trines Mercury. Oop, sorry, we need to move to the 26th. The 26th to the end of the month. Let me get my dates right here. All right, it trines Mercury up here now in Leo. Now, with this energy, you're ready to tell Mercury, you're ready to tell people, your friends, groups and organizations you belong to, benefactors and allies, you're ready to tell them your dreams and your wishes as it relates to relationships. This is you, Mercury, connecting with your business partner, your like soulmate business partner. This is you connecting maybe through a friend to a soulmate, like your friend introduces you to like the perfect partner for you. This is you meeting a new best friend here in your 7th house. Put yourself out there from a communication perspective. Say yes to your invites during the end of the month, because those invites could lead you to soulmate, business partner, bestie, all of the above, some of the above, if you are looking. And the final thing we need to discuss, Libra, is you've got Pluto down here in your 5th house. You've got Mercury up here in your 11th house. And oh, oh my. And you see that they are perfectly across the sky from each other. Wow, that is really bad. I must have a bump on my mouse pad or something. Well, you see this line right here. There we go. There's the opposition in the sky. And this is the energy of like an internal power struggle a little bit. You might feel like a push and pull inside of you. You're not sure. You have like big creative ideas. You have a new way perhaps down here in the fifth house that you want to express yourself. And you're like, do I tell my friends? Do I share this with my networks? Am I okay? Is it safe to share this? But it's also like very powerful communication if you were to channel this in a very positive way. And with Mercury hanging out in your 11th house, this is very much like leadership type of vibes. People want to listen to you. You're taking charge. They want you to give advice. They want to be a part of your life. They're like all ears listening to you, Libra. So you'll have to see how that plays out, but it's very like you have the voice and people are ready and willing to listen to you.